Oh, my name's Fox, and I'm at Fox, and welcome, well, I guess, there's another review of My Hero Academia Vigilantes. Deku's not in this, but, he's Deku, and he's a vigilante in this state of form. Anyways, I just saw, I think I saw it yesterday, I think, but, episode 7 of My Hero Academia, there's a Godzilla in this, and also, it isn't, Queen Bee's fault this villain is even attacking. He just was attacking for whatever reason. I'm like, okay, that's, I don't know, is that new? Is that just standard? Anyways, but pretty much I'm trying to remember exactly what happened because I just saw the episode right after it, and now my brain is like, oh shit, I remember more of that one. Let's see, just kidnap Koichi. I also know that's not his name. I just keep messing it up. If anything, it runs well with everyone calling him the Crawler, which I found out as a donut. Long leg Quark. Oh, right. He's chasing after a guy on a motorcycle. And pretty much, Crawler is doing this to try to, just to keep eyes on him until the cops come. And the dude has a long leg Quark, which is probably the best thing about this series is that we're seeing a lot of the most standard-esque quirks in this series, where this dude's quirk is literally just he has long legs. He can make his legs longer, so he's riding a motorcycle and he just kicks Koichi. He's like, oh shit! But then the robber is stopped, grabbed, but then Koichi is, I can't remember, saved by Captain Celebrity, who is the #1 hero in America? Which I thought Stars and Stripes, if I remember that was her name, was that. So, unless, we're gonna see, because this is taking place a few years prior, I guess, to all of that. So maybe, this is happening before Stars and Stripes, which is also probably why they also cut out the Deku cameo in the first episode that appears in the manga, simply because it would probably confuse people if, Deku's seen walking around. It's like, wait, no, this is supposed to be way before, not way before, maybe a year or two beforehand. A few years, maybe 3 years? I'm not entirely sure. But, it seems like this was the #1 hero beforehand, and he's, it's really funny because, like I said, you have Aizawa, who is the Batman of My Hero Academia. Yes, he has a power, but his power literally is he makes other people not have powers, so he gives him an advantage where he actually is combat ready and fighting and stuff like that. He pretty much has no power. But then you also have Knuckle Duster, who is also a Batman version, more of a Frank Miller Dark Knight version of Batman. Even in the next episode, he has very much a Bruce Wayne moment at one point. I'm like, holy shit, he's good at his secret identity. We'll get to that. But that, and then Allmight is their version of Superman. And he is the most classic version of Superman there is. Symbol of justice and good. Ha! 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 Allmight. This is small might, but you get it. But then this guy is the parodies of Superman. Parodies. Stuff the first one I think of is Homelander. It's probably the easiest one I can think of immediately, where he acts like a hero, but he really isn't. He's in it. He's like Homelander, and a much worser. And I'm saying a much worser in a sense of a version of Booster Gold who is just looking for fame, but he is strictly just being doing this for the fame and stuff like that. Later on in the episode. Because one, also, he writes on Koichi's sweater, and he's you don't need to worry about All Might. I'm the real hero. And, he's having a stint here in Japan. It's seemingly because he's trying to get away from some legal issues and stuff that's happening in America with him and his wife, I'm guessing divorce. I'm not entirely sure, but also and I think there's more to it. I think he like is doing stuff with some of the female women that he takes. I think it's abuse. I'm not entirely sure, but like there's a bunch of scandals on him. And that's not the funny part because I was gonna say, and the funny thing is, but no. But and, like the funny part is like that is used later on to screw with him. But pretty much like he's like, I'm the real hero. Writes on Koichi's sweater, a name on there, his name on there, autograph, and Koichi's like, I hate you so much. Eventually, like later on, it turns out like I think because it was later that the Godzilla guy with a Godzilla quirk pops in, which is really funny because Godzilla is a superhero in My Hero Academia. Like it's and one of I think the first movie, like he appears, he never does anything. He just appears for like a scene and leaves. And I'm like, come on, Toho, let's see Godzilla in My Hero as like a superhero. Why not? He's saying he has a stint over in America, which also it is really funny too that because even though Godzilla is a symbol of Japan, Gojira, well, Snake Godzilla right now. He pissed off God. No, but I'm finishing that build hopefully Friday. I actually Friday stream. Anyways, it depends on when it's coming out. Anyways, so I'm trying to think now. Think. Anyways, Godzilla, although it is like an icon of Japan, it is also a symbol of America being dicks. Like a little bit. It is, which is really funny because then you have Captain Celebrity, who very much is American, at least Japanese American, blue eyes, blonde hair, full of himself, loud. But like not in an Allmight in a sense, more in a sense of like self-absorbed. Like the whole thing is Captain Celebrity. Like he's also kind of probably a joke. He's also, I'm sure, a joke on Captain America a little bit also because Captain. But anyways, Koichi hates him. And also this is another thing I actually kind of really like about this episode too is that like we're seeing more, and like this episode and the next episode, we're seeing more of Knuckle Duster's personality. Because like before when we first see Knuckle Duster, he is just like, he just seems like a crazy guy ready to just grab someone and just beat the shit out of him. But in this, and like it seems like he doesn't really know much other than black tongue mean you take trigger, me beat you up. And actually no, like he's like, oh yeah, like he's the one that gives us the lowdown, like, oh, Captain Celebrity's a freaking like, he has so many convictions, he has some lawsuits, and like he's probably being come over here just to have like, not a protection racket, but like to get away from some of his legal troubles. And it's like, okay, that's interesting. Like it shows a little bit more of like that he is in the know. He does keep track of things, which is really cool. And then what was the next one? I'm trying to think. But pretty much when the Godzilla shows up at one point, Queen Bee just like, nope, can't do that. He's too loud right now, but maybe later. Maybe I'll take a sample of his blood later. But pretty much Koichi comes in and he's like, oh shit, like I need to help some people. And he hears a little girl talking about like, we need to save, I think Masudo or something like that. Pretty much it's her dog, but we don't know it's her. And we're not supposed to know it's her dog, but I kind of, oh, that's probably her pet. She hears that. Koichi's like, don't worry, I'll get him. And Captain Celebrity pops up and he's like, hey, what are you doing here? Also, he tells like Koichi to stay out of this, and he's like, no, no, you asshole. But he tells like, look, I gotta go save this guy. You should really help some of these people. And Captain Celebrity's like, no, like the cat, like just wait, give it a minute. The camera crew will be here soon, and like I haven't even gotten a call to come help yet. And Koichi's like, are you freaking serious, dude? People are in danger. And he's like, well, no, you had to wait. Like, what's the point if no one sees me? And he's like, all right, bud. He goes off. save the dog. Eventually, this guy gets the call. His like backup crew starts singing in his ear his theme song as he starts fighting Godzilla, which again, two symbols of America being assholes fighting each other. And I love Godzilla. Don't get me wrong. I love MonsterVerse and all that stuff. I'm just saying, like, specifically what Godzilla was originally made as a symbol of. In MonsterVerse, he is more of a symbol of Earth, and if we don't listen and work with Earth will destroy us. So, multiple different versions you can like and dislike, whatnot. In any case. But yeah, so he fights Godzilla. Koichi's able to save the dog, but eventually it looks like Godzilla's about to crush him. Captain Celebrity comes in, grabs him, brings him, saves him, writes on his back, and tells Koichi, little known tip, bud, wear something else. Because if you keep coming with that Allmight outfit, it's going to make everything look so uncool. And flies off, and what the fuck. And also then there's like a little show going on. Oh, no, wait, no, it was after that. Because after that there was another, I think there was a fire happening in a building. Koichi has to go up there to save it, but there's two people, a big dude and a lady. But then, like, Koichi's like, shit, I can't grab both of them. And then Captain Celebrity goes, I can help. Grabs the lady and leaves him the big dude. And the big dude just keeps telling Koichi, I'm sorry, dude, I'm sorry. He's like, don't worry about it, but fuck this guy. And they bring him down, and, like, Captain Celebrity's like, it looks better with me holding a woman, right? And he's like, yeah, and like whatever. But then it turns out that like the like cowboys, cowgirls, like cheerleaders that are rooting for him, one of them is Lois Lane. And it's like, oh shit. And Lois pretty much is like the lead cheerleading, and Captain Celebrity's like, Lois, you should, the Superman parody is going, Lois, maybe you and I should have some quality time here. And Lois like, yeah, that sounds great, like a celebrity, like a meetup kind of thing. Also, Koichi, even though Koichi at some points is really bad with his secret identity, which maybe is slightly realistic also, like Captain Celebrity, I think immediately knows that Koichi is the Crawler. And even in the next episode, Lois finds out, and the mom immediately was like, Koichi, what are you doing? Like, literally smacks him in the back of the head, but with, like, her telekinetic powers. God, I'm gonna get to that episode. That episode was really good. But eventually, Lois and Captain... Eventually, Crawler is like, I need to watch to make sure. And, like, Captain Slim's like, really? You're gonna be stalking? He's like, oh, shit. And Pop is like, maybe we should leave them alone, but no. And eventually, Lois and Captain Celebrity go to a penthouse to have dinner, and Captain Celebrity wants to put the moves on her, and Lois is like, there's a bank robbery happening, like, down the road. He's like, yeah, but I really want to just spend time with you. And then Lois is like, oh, look, it's your wife. And he's like, what? He's like, oh, yeah. She asked for, girl talking together and stuff like that. She really wants to know more about this stuff, especially with your lawsuit and stuff. And the Captain Celebrity's like, I'll be right back. I'm going to go stop that bank robbery. Flies off. Stops the bank robbery. Comes out. Kidnaps Koichi. He's like, I need your help. Kidnaps him because he doesn't even wait for him to say yes. I don't think he does. Grabs him. They take pictures like, no, honey. See, look. I'm just here with friends. We're just eating. Having business talk. That's all. And then Lois is like, since you're in Japan, you should do a whole rebranding of being a manly man who's this. And like, he's like, what? And pretty much like, he's like doing a thing where like, it's about like how cool he is and like how I don't even remember what the hell it was. And he's like, shit. and Knuckle Dust is like, yeah, American celebrities get kind of weird when they come here. I'm just like, yeah, I love this game. God. This episode was fun. That episode was pretty fun. Captain Celebrity is definitely an asshole. I don't know if he's going to get a redeeming quality, but also I feel like I'm getting like some good ideas for certain characters for Owl's Town. My own little animated show thing that has heroes in it. At some point that'll pop up. But actually, in the next episode, two hero characters should pop up. But anyways, thank you so much for watching. Check out all my other videos. Hopefully, enjoy this. I really like this one a lot. I'm gonna probably record the next episode right after this. But holy shit, this was fun. I really, really liked this episode. And also, I do think Koichi needs to get a new suit, hopefully soon. I kind of hope he will, and hope it'll be badass. Like, I would be cool if it is something along the lines of Deku's. Not saying it has to be Deku's, because Deku's obviously is green. But, like, I mean in a sense of, like, Deku's outfit is inspired by Allmight. Like, his bunny ears are inspired by Allmight's, well, it's not here, but his hair standing up. So it would be cool to see Koichi get, like, a new suit that is somewhat still inspired by Allmight. If not inspired by Allmight, inspired by Knuckle Duster. I think that'd be kind of cool. But in any case, it was pretty good. I liked it a lot. Thank you for watching. Whichever videos I've done, links are on my Facebook group buttons or on there somewhere. Check out all my videos. Hopefully enjoy this, and we will. See you later. I love him for all. And also, like, Crawler's, like, ability, even though it doesn't seem all that strong, it is really interesting seeing how other heroes who don't have a multitude of different abilities can learn to use them in these certain ways, especially when they're not specifically combat-oriented. It's really cool.